Hey loves, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing the long-awaited life update video. If you are new to my channel and you didn't watch my previous video where I explained all about how I suddenly upped and moved from Jamaica to the US in the middle of a pandemic and the reason why, then go ahead and hit this iCard up above or look in the description bar and you will see the link for that video where I explained all about that. So in today's video, I am going to be finally introducing you guys to my husband, and we're going to be explaining to you guys or telling the story about how we met, fall in love, got married, and I migrated to the US all in a course of 4 months, like 3-4 months. Yes, I know it's really crazy, but without further ado, let's go. So, mess up this up
Nah, alright, yo, wait, you want me? Yo, I'm gonna come and sit down and look on the camera.
Yeah, smiles.
Huh?
Smiles. So guys, here is my
Sorry. No, I'm not. Sorry. Alright.
No, you know something like after I use it, I'm on film, ready.
Alright. Seriously. Sorry.
Come on, man.
Alright.
So guys, this is my husband, Zell, and we are going to go ahead and tell the story. But yeah, for all of you guys who have been curious, this is hubby right here, fresh off of his 9 months away from me. You guys have been hearing me say in my videos over and over, oh, my husband is away on deployment, now he's back and we have a house, and we're going to tell you guys how all of that happened for us.
True, I'm going to tell the story.
Okay, so I'm gonna let him go ahead and tell his version of the story, and then I'll tell you guys my version, because every time we tell this story, it's a little shaky.
No, I'm telling the real version, like what the truth is.
Alright, so start off with November 2019. What happened for you on that day? Short version.
Oh, so basically I was going to the bank.
Where I worked, as I said to you guys before.
Yeah, and
in Jamaica.
If I'm remembering correctly, the guy who was driving, we missed the bank, and typically I would have been like, you know what, let's just do it on Monday or whatever, but I was like, you know what, turn back, let's go to the bank. I went to the bank and it was like chaotic. I mean,
to say the least.
Yeah, guys, if you've never been to a bank in Jamaica, so for those of you who have never been to Jamaica, it's very chaotic and stressful and whatever. So basically I went into the bank to get a debit card, and while I was there I saw this lovely lady, and I mean the entire time I was focused on getting my transaction done. However, I was wondering how I would approach her, what would be my first line, what would be the reason, how like I would create that moment to say something to her, because like I guess she wasn't working in a department that deals with my transaction.
No, so you wanted to do a card, and I do loans, or I did loans, so there is hardly a probability that I would come across him, just, you know.
So anyways, I saw her walking by, going about her business, and I was like, whoa. So that's like my first impression of her. So while I was there, I guess there were some issues with getting me the card. I asked to speak to a supervisor. While waiting on the supervisor, she walked by and she was a little bit snobby. She told my friend and I to take a seat in somewhat off a rude way.
No, let me interject. He was literally standing in the stairwell, and I passed him several times. Where I work was already really small, so for him to be standing in the stairwell and there were seats available, I was like, why this guy do this? Why am I block the passage? More and pass. So I politely said, would you mind having a seat, my kind sir?
No, that's not what happened.
So he was waiting for a good while, like a couple hours, because I literally passed him several times. I went to lunch and everything, and he was still waiting. So I wanted to get rid of him because he was just blocking up the stairway, and I didn't know that he was waiting on somebody.
Not blocking the stairway.
Well, you eventually had a seat.
Yes.
Yeah.
So no, basically she walks by. She goes, "Are you being helped?" I said, "Well, yeah, I'm waiting on the supervisor." She said, "Okay, do you mind having a seat?" I said, "I'm fine."
And I said it nicely, right?
I know, and she in an even more stern voice, she goes, "I would really appreciate it if you had a seat."
Yeah. I think that those are my exact words. I'm known to be quite stern.
Stern.
Militant.
I'm just being
So
nice, saying stern. So, anyways, I said okay, and I went and I sat down. I said, "Okay, ma'am." So basically, I'm sitting in front of this lady, and she said she hadn't had lunch and she wanted to go get lunch or whatever. So she calls Anne and asked her if she could take care of me. So while I'm there, I'm sitting at the desk and I'm like thinking, I wasn't sure who she was on the phone with, but I had an idea. And then after she got off the phone, she said the lady downstairs sitting next to the stairway can help you or will help you. So I was like, at that point, deep down inside, I'm like, okay, thank you, God. That's
his part.
That's my gateway to talking to her.
Okay, so backtrack on my part of it. You soon pick up back your part. So for me on that particular day, guys, I was not supposed to be at work. Even though talking about it, I'm upset, I'm hurt, but I'm glad. But I'm upset, I hurt. I was literally supposed to be on vacation. This same supervisor had called me like probably the Sunday, and she asked me if I could basically put off my vacation until the following week. Mind you, I didn't have anything special planned because it's not like I didn't have anybody like that, you know, like we went go on a vacation and Netflix and chill type of thing. I was literally gonna be home by myself watching TV, just resting. But you know, just the fact that it's a last minute change, it hurt me. I don't like change. Anyway, so you know, I went to work. We met on a Friday, by the way, so that's the last day, working day. So you know, this is a Friday now. Everybody who work, you know, on a Friday, you're ready for go home. So this is my mood the Friday. I am my department where we do the loans. We didn't have anything much going on for us in terms of customer traffic. So I was like, yeah, Friday I'm gonna go home. Yeah, don't busy. But their department, which is customer service, was a little bit hectic. So I decided to go and, you know, help them out a bit and do a few of their transactions. I saw his name on the digital queue that we used, and I saw, well, I didn't know it was him, but I saw the name, and I went upstairs and I asked, where is this person? And one of my colleagues told me like, oh, you know, he's waiting on a supervisor. So I literally skipped over his name and dealt with everybody else on the queue, and he was there waiting. So that's one reason why he was waiting for so long. But you know, God have him planning all these things. So pass him on the corridor, as I said before. He was annoying me because he was just standing there. At one point he even left, came back. You remember when the security never want you to even go upstairs, and me have to say, oh yeah, make him go on. You remember that part there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he left and he came back. So he was in the building for hours, guys, like probably like 4 hours. So I didn't know what was going on, but basically his transaction was presenting some challenges, procedural challenges that would be hard for his transaction to be workable. So when I finally decided that, okay, I'm seeing that it's like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, I want to go home. Bank closed from like 4 and he's still upstairs waiting to get his ATM card. So I made some calls and I decided, okay, you know, all right, well, leave him alone. But then I got a call from that supervisor, and then she said, you know, if you can help me out and do his transaction. Literally, I had my bags packed. I was about to skedaddle out the door, and she called me, please just do this transaction for me, just deal with him for me because I don't feel well and I need to go and eat. And she literally said, well, this is what she says to me after, because I don't really remember, but she was like, him look nice, you know, he might just be a future husband. And I was just like, no, please, because I don't like foreign men, and I could see foreign on him the moment he walked in, because we work in a little country bank, so anytime outsiders, foreigners, or any non-parish persons come in, we know them. So I was like, no, foreign, But nonetheless, you know, kind of did feel one way, but I ended up doing this transaction for him. So yes, I was not supposed to be at work. I was supposed to be leaving, going home to start this vacation that was already postponed, and I was forced, a joke, I was asked to deal with him, and by fate, his transaction could not work out. But you know, I was there, I was trying to deliver it to him in the best way possible, because he was kind of being like, you know, let me see the manager, let me see the this, you know, that type of customer, like I know this person and I know that person. So you know, I was there, I was like, all right, let me try to resolve this good so that I can get out of here. So in my mind, I wasn't even really like preying him like that, but you know, he might give me a one pre, but I was more like, please Lord, I want to go home. So then he says to me, he says something along the lines of like, can I ask you something? And usually when guys, come on, you know, you're Oman, you're Jamaica, you know, anytime one guy says something like that, he's like, I was there, I was like, Lord, please don't tell me, say, I look him, I look me. But then he was like, are you married? So like, I said to him, like, I'm asking if I have somebody or someone. I was like, it's complicated, because you know me, like when I go on like a 1 and 2 dates, you know, not regular, but I never really like, you know, yeah. So I tell him, say, you know, kind of complicated, and then he, you know, bust some lyrics and he goes, you know, if you were my girl, or I don't understand how somebody can have you and make the status be complicated, or something like that. He won't tell you what him say, but it was something along that lines, and I was like, weird, boy, I have lyrics, boy, more sweet. So that's then where I was kind of like, you know, go what I'm saying. I'm kind of like, you know, I check him out at that stage. And he ultimately asked for my number, and I literally do not practice to give out my number to customers. I don't like mixing business with pleasure, especially in that small parish where everybody know everybody's business. I kind of try to not do that. But
wait, so that's the whole reason why you should have welcomed the idea of talking to a foreigner.
No, but you come in my office and everybody is gonna know. That was the thing that I was like,
but I mean, if you talk to someone non-local, then that would be better.
Technically, you're local because you are from that parish. No, for being technical.
Oh, okay. Continue.
Yes. So I gave him my number, and what happened after that is I was contemplating giving him the wrong number. But not gonna lie, like, because I was like, she foreign, because I'm the type of person, when I meet a guy, it's like I start speed through the probability of the relationship and how it gonna work, you know. I start thinking along that line. So I was like, I'm gonna give me a number for, like, even live a foreign, I'm not into foreign guys, I have no plans to go to America, or it gonna go long distance, that now gonna play. So I was speeding through all of that in my mind, and I was like, no. But I ended up giving him the right number. And I wrote on a copy of a sticky note and I gave it to him, and I was like, you know, him probably not even gonna message me or anything like that. But when girl good, and I went home, and I reached home around like after 7, and by minutes to 9 he was on my WhatsApp and he was like, hi Miss Brian, have you reached home safely? And we literally have not come off the phone, well, except know that he's back from deployment. But for that time span, that text message, we did not stop talking that entire week that I was on vacation. He was my little company. He actually even wanted to meet up, but it was still a little bit too early for me. So we spent all of that week on the phone, right? So talk and text. And what I found really cute is that like I would be watching something on Netflix and you'd be like, oh, what are you watching? And even if it's like a girly show and I tell him, he'd randomly start watching it on Netflix. So I don't know if I'm tactic. That's your tactic?
What tactic? Since then we've been on the phone. Every time we're not in each other's presence, we are on the phone.
We're on the phone. So basically all of that transpired in November. So he spent a week in Jamaica. I eventually decided to go and spend some time with him before he left. So like a week after meeting, I decided to meet up with him, and we just had a little, a little chillaxing for like a couple minutes, probably like an hour or so.
Couple minutes or an hour?
I don't know, like
which one?
It was a short time. It was just like an evening link up one Sunday, and then he had to leave. And in my mind, like even with that meeting up, I was like, do I want to meet up with him? Because when you're in a long distance relationship,
being modest, let me just correct her. So basically that entire week she's home, I'm saying to her, hey, let's go out, let's do something.
Yeah, he wanted to like go on a date or something, but I was just like,
I'm like, you're spending your vacation at home. She's like, no. Alright, so we spent most of the week on the phone. There was one day when I didn't have service for that day because the Wi-Fi went down, and according to her, she almost went crazy. Not being able to talk to me.
Just that one day.
So then,
like when you're talking to somebody like 24/7, we were on the phone, the call literally just don't hang up, and then just suddenly have that one day where you can't reach a person. I was like, Lord God, see, this is what I was fearing, when you're gonna get attached to somebody and then them just ghost you, because come on, these things happen.
So then, even though she turned me down for almost an entire week, on the final day, like before I left, she's like, oh, we can meet up. And I'm like,
yeah,
seriously?
Because I just did not want to play the what if, like, oh God, because he told me that he would not be coming back to Jamaica until like the January, and this is November. So I was like, do I want to spend another like 2 months just talking on the phone with this guy and know how we flex with each other, like physically, like, because you guys know sometimes you can have a good relationship with somebody over the phone, over WhatsApp and video call, but like when you're physically around them, it's different. So I was kind of fearing that, so that's why I decided, like last minute, I was like, all right, you know what, let me just go and see what it's like to be around him. I'm not like kind of nervous. I'm not like what, because I don't know, like I am an awkward dater. That's why I don't really date, because I don't like the getting to know you phase. I'm like when everything mellow, like oh, I know everything mellow about someone. I don't like the whole telling it your information to somebody and then the exchanging, like that part just kind of awkward to me. But I think we overcame that pretty soon. Yeah,
I mean it wasn't bad. All we did was sat in a car.
Yeah. And just talked and just chill.
And then that was it.
And then he had to leave me. And guys, like when he had to leave, I was thinking, I was like, then this is gonna go. Like this is the life we make have with him. Like him just gonna go away and then just come back whenever. But luckily, when I went back to work the following week, like I had the best surprise. I went back to work, and the moment I stepped through the door, all of my coworkers were like behaving suspicious. So basically he had gone back to the bank to get his ATM card when I was not there, and he made some arrangements with my colleagues to leave a little surprise on my desk, and he left this beautiful orchid along with a little note with a proposed date that he would be coming back and for a restaurant that he would like to carry me to on that date, along with a printout of a plane confirmation, like a flight confirmation, to say that yes, he actually booked a flight to come back in January. So this is November, and I'm like, okay, January not too far, but when girl good, What you laugh? I'm coming. What girl good? He was back in Jamaica literally like
1 month.
I don't know 1 month.
It was 1 month.
Like
yeah,
look, he came back like December.
It was
5th.
less. It was like a week less than a month.
Yeah, he came back December 5th for his birthday. He literally just spent 2 days.
No, I spent
or a day and a half. Like if he flew in
1 full day,
the 5th, and then he left the night of the following day. So yeah, like a full day. So just for us to spend the night together, and it was good. Yeah, when girl good. So you come flap me. Give me pros, man. Yeah, so that was in December, and we went on a whirlwind, just talking on the phone and just being there for each other, getting to know each other, and just technically just falling in love. And then I came to America for my vacation in February, and
we forgot January.
Oh well, yeah, he came back to Jamaica in January again. I got, because I got glad good and so I'm there for come back in January. I couldn't wait too long, so he spent less than a week.
No,
just
2
a couple
weeks.
days. That's how long you did stay?
I think it was.
When did you go to the hotel with your man them?
It was a week, like a week and a half or something like that.
I think it was less than 2 weeks, like a week and probably 2 days, and he spent that time with me, and it was even nicer because we got to know each other even more, and spend more, physical time together. And I went back. I decided to travel to America in February, which would have been my scheduled vacation time, and this time instead of going to like my mom and stuff, I decided to go with him, met his family. And we go to Pennsylvania and meet my family, and then should have been wearing that so should have been wearing that and then we got married
you forgot.
in February. What did I forget?
Oh yeah, you're right. And then March.
He says that a lot.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so we got married, and then you guys know the rest of the story, with me having to go back to Jamaica and then hurrying to come back to America and then doing the whole official migration thing. Basically all of that had to be done, and that is explained in my previous video, so go ahead and check the iCards or go in the description bar below if you want to get that part of the story as to how I had to rush to sell everything and just come to America. Say a football match him there, so I stay up on the entire time, guys. Like you see him over there, sir? Football.
No football on my TV, no. Me I look for the camera, me I look in the camera. Come on.
Yeah. So that was basically how Zola and I met each other, and now we are here in our home together in Connecticut, because as I explained in my previous video, I'm no longer in Pennsylvania where I was staying with my mom while he was away on his deployment overseas. We are now officially in our marital home, and it has been a blast. So stay tuned as well for our vlogs that we will be dropping from time to time. If we have a special occasion, or if we have something that we want to share with you guys. Also, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, leave us comments in the comment section, and we will answer them. If we
She will answer them.
Well, yeah, I will answer them, yeah. Anything that you guys would want to know that we didn't address here, but that's basically our whirlwind of how we met each other and how we are now married. And we've been married now for like over a year and probably 4 or 5 months now. And it's been great so far. We have our challenges, like him and him football obsession, and I'm sure he has his challenges with me too, so maybe that can be the next video, what it's been like being married for a year, newlyweds, and advice to people who want to get married in a short time. That'd be a good video.
Look like marriage counselor.
Well, I mean, we've been through it. Somebody also wanted us to do a video on our process of me filing for residency while being in America versus doing it through a consulate in Jamaica. So if that is something that you guys are interested, we could actually do a video explaining our process. And oh my god, I have the green card. Forgot to tell them. I have the green card to update to my previous video. I am now an American resident, you know, not citizen, resident. But I still not have no social. I don't know what's been happening. That's another story.
Sad.
Still no salt, bad salt fish, may I tell you. Still no social, but yeah. So tell the plane back. So bye guys.
My God.
What if it ain't a record?
Everything happened.